Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, how can we fetch a text written over an element in Selenium? Let me answer. In some cases, to retrieve or fetch the text which is there on the element, we can use get text command of Selenium WebDriver, or in some cases, we have to use get attribute command. By using either of these commands, okay, either this one will work. If this one doesn't work, this one is going to work, okay, in Selenium WebDriver to fetch a text written over an element. Okay, let me practically demonstrate this for you. For that, I'll open a browser and take you to one sample application URL, that is omea.blogspot.com. Once you go there, here on this page, let's say there is a button, and on this button there is some text. This particular text on this element, that is button, I would like to fetch or retrieve. Okay, let me right click on this button, inspect, and we get the HTML code. This particular button has an ID locator. I'll copy this ID locator and write down here driver dot find element by dot ID and provide the ID. Okay, ID locator of that particular element. And whatever the text that is there on this button, that is button to text, is between the tags here. You see, starting tag of the button and ending tag of the button. In between that, we have the button to text. Copy this. Okay, this particular text I would like to retrieve. I no need to copy this. Okay, so this particular text need to be retrieved. Okay, this text between the tags is nothing but text on the button or element. In order to retrieve such kind of text between the tags, I have to use a command known as get text command. Okay, here I have to simply say dot get text. This will retrieve the text between the HTML tags of that particular element. Okay, string, I'll simply say string text on button is equal to, now here write down system.out.println text on button. Now I'll quit the browser also, driver.quit. And also here I need to provide the application URL to open. Copy this URL of the application and paste it here. Okay. So here, since this particular element text, okay, text on the element is between the HTML tags of the element, we can use get text command, okay, to retrieve the text on the element. Okay. So run the code. In the output, we'll get the text on the button, retrieved and printed in the output console of Eclipse IDE. You see, button to text got retrieved and printed, fetched and printed in the output console. Okay, we were able to fetch the text on the button. But there are some buttons here. For example, here, if you take the search button, this will not work in the same fashion. Okay, let me right click on the search button. Okay, so I'll create some XPath expression. You copy this class attribute value and create an XPath expression to locate this button. /input @class is equal to the class attribute value. You see, this particular XPath expression is able to locate this search button, but this text on this button is not there between the starting and ending tags of this particular button. You see, when I inspected this button, this is the HTML code we got, and there is no starting and ending tag. Only one tag is there. Okay, in between the tags, there is no text. This text on this button is not there between the tags. Can I use get text command? No. In this case, it's not possible to use get text command. Get text command to get the text on the element can be used when that particular text is there between the starting and ending tags of the element. But in this case, for this particular button, this label text of this button is not there between the starting and ending tags in this case. But where exactly this text on this button is available? In one of the attribute. For example, here value is there. In the value attributes value is what? You see, it's matching. The text on this button is nothing but the value of this value attribute of this button or element. So how to retrieve in this case? Already create an XPath expression to locate this button. So I'll just do something like a driver.find element by.xpath, I will say. By.xpath. Here, after giving the XPath expression, here I cannot use .get text because the text is not there between the tags. Instead, I have to use get attribute. I have to use get attribute command in double quotes. Have to give the name of the attribute where this text on the button is a value for it. Okay, you see, this is matching with the text on the button, right? What is the attribute name? Value is the attribute name. So I'll give value here. Okay, I'm getting the attribute value to get the text on the button or text on the element. Okay, in this case, sometimes get text can be used. If get text is not possible, Then we'll go for the get attributes. Okay. And somehow we can get the text on the elements. No problem. Run this. Right click run as Java application. This time we'll get the text on the that particular button, which is not there between the HTML tags. Rather, it's a value of a value attribute of the element. So we have to use get attribute of value attribute name. Okay, to get that particular text on that element. You see, we already got the text on the button. Okay, there is nothing but the text search text on the button. Okay, so either we can use get text command if the text is there between the HTML tags of the element, or we have to use get attribute if that particular text on the element is value of a particular attribute of the element. Okay, so hope guys you understood how to fetch a text written over an element in Selenium or Selenium WebDriver with practical demonstration I covered in this session. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.